Another essential piece of background information that helps us understand the book of Ruth relates to the Moabites. Knowing that the Moabites were Israel's traditional enemies, for example, sheds a kind of dark shadow on Elimelech's move to Moab and his son's marriages to Moabite women. This information forces us to pay attention to the narrator's insistence on calling Ruth the Moabite, over and over and over again. This repetition of Ruth the Moabite was not accidental. It was the narrator's way of reminding again and again that Ruth was a foreign outsider who would have been looked upon with scorn and suspicion by most people living in Bethlehem. Marrying a Moabite widow would have been scandalous. The Bible traces the origins of Moab and the Moabites to the incestuous relationship between Lot and his eldest daughter that was described in Genesis 19, verses 30 to 38. You may remember this story. After the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot lived in a cave with his 2 daughters. Their overwhelming sense of need to produce children pushed them to get their father drunk so they could sleep with him. Both daughters became pregnant by their father. Lot's eldest daughter produced a son whose name was Moab, and he is regarded as the father of the Moabites. Other stories involving Moabite women feature seduction, idolatry, and deceit. The first 5 verses of Numbers 25, for example, recount the story of how the Israelites were seduced by Moabite women who invited them to sacrifice to their gods. These and other negative stories about the Moabites provide helpful background material for understanding the problem of Ruth's Moabite identity.